Welcome! This is Solopreneur Success Strategies, where we talk about mindset, your website, your brand, your social media marketing, your customers, how to sell to your customers, how to find your customers, how to talk about the skills and knowledge you need in your business, and free software and tools to help you save time, money, and be more productive, as well as strategy and systems here on Solopreneur Success Strategies. Welcome! Welcome. This is Jane Gardner, and welcome to Solopreneur Success Strategies. Welcome. I've been away for a while, thinking about another thing that we can talk about. We've already gone over the traits of the mindset of the entrepreneur, and today we're going to be talking about, and for several months, maybe, who knows, get some experts on here to talk about how to develop a success mindset for an entrepreneur. So we're going to get started here and go through some of the slides. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Jane Gardner. I work with my husband in our structural engineering firm for the last 20 years. And about 3 years ago, I went on to the internet to help others in being a business person, an entrepreneur. And one of the most important things for a solopreneur is to have the right mindset. So we start off with Mindset on Monday in order to figure out some of the things you need to do to have a proper mindset. So today we're talking about the mindset of the entrepreneur, and it's going to be about developing a success mindset so that you can face the challenges and trials of being an entrepreneur in your business with a positive attitude. So according to, we have a quote here on my greatest challenge has been to change the mindset of people. Mindset plays strange tricks on us. We see things the way our minds have instructed our eyes to see, according to entrepreneur Mohammed Yunus. We are basically on basically at the whim of our brain. So we have to figure out how to train our brain so that we have a positive attitude and a positive mindset, because we have grown up through our lives with a lot of negativity around us. So in order to survive as an entrepreneur, you need to remove some of that negativity so that you have a positive attitude in your life. We can look at some of the health challenges from having a negative mindset, but today we're going to talk about mindset. What is it? So every business owner is looking to grow their business, and an entrepreneur tries to grow their business using external methods like marketing or advertising or networking, but they might try out new marketing tactics or sales strategies. But we often forget about the internal factors that are in our business that affect us and in our success as an entrepreneur. So some of the internal factors that we have that might include, that may affect us, of course, are our beliefs, our attitudes towards success, our opinions, and our thinking habits. If you just take 10 minutes a day and figure out what are you thinking about, and whether it's positive or negative, you will find that there is a lot of time when you don't realize that you maybe are thinking in a negative attitude. So what is mindset? Well, the concept of mindset was first formulated and popularized by Stanford University psychologist Carol Dweck. Factors like intelligence and ability do not guarantee success as an entrepreneur. You can have many people who are incredibly talented or gifted, but somehow never realize their potential. Think of a valedictorian from your high school who ended up working a dead-end job and didn't seem to have the ambition to, the challenge to be an entrepreneur, or a gifted athlete who gave up a sports scholarship in order to stay closer to home. These people seem stunted somehow, and it's a great shock that they don't pursue their potential. And according to Carol Dweck, our mindset can actually be quite a big factor in how successful we are as an entrepreneur. So your mindset is defined as a collection of your beliefs, your attitudes, of course, and your thinking behavior. Your mindset is our beliefs about your basic qualities, like who you are as a person, what is your intelligence as a person, what is your talents as a person, and what is your personality as a person. So these are all things that are within you internally, and they have been created through your lifetime, through your culture, through your family members, through your environment, through your social teachers. They all influence your perceptions of your intelligence, your talents, and your personality. So you may believe that you aren't smart because maybe somebody said you aren't smart. Or maybe you didn't pass a couple of tests at the high school, or you flunked the exam that you needed to graduate and go to university. And you never thought of going and actually trying again and learning the information again. Your intelligence is not based on a test. It's based on who you are as a person. But doesn't matter either way, it's what your perception of yourself is. If you believe you aren't smart, then you will be telling yourself, no, I don't have enough intelligence in order to go to university, or I don't have enough intelligence in order to craft that invention that I thought I could create, and I don't know who to go and find out where to get the research to do it, for example. It's a very limiting belief in knowing that you have a negative mindset about your intelligence. For example, here are some people who would have been defined as not being intelligent because of who they were. Albert Einstein did not speak until he was 4 years old, and he did not read until he was 7, causing his teachers and parents to think he was mentally handicapped, slow, and antisocial in those days. Eventually, he was expelled from school, and because he was expelled from school, he was refused admittance to the Zurich Polytechnic School. If you want to read about a genius who had challenges in his life in terms of perceptions by others of who he was, his biography is certainly something that you would want to read to understand that it is not what others perceive of you, but how you perceive yourself. And he obviously had the confidence to believe in his own abilities. And also there was Isaac Newton. He was a genius, of course, as we all know who Isaac Newton was when it came to math, but he had some failings early on. He never did particularly well in school, and when put in charge of running the family farm, he failed miserably. So poorly, in fact, that an uncle took charge and sent him off to Cambridge, where he finally blossomed into the scholar we know today. So I'm sure his family had a perception of him, but luckily they sent him off to Cambridge in order to make him blossom. So others tell you you aren't smart, or you fail at exams written by others, or exams that are written according to a standard which aren't really your standard. Isaac Newton and Albert Einstein did not absorb the negative mindset of others. They just continued on with what they knew was their abilities and kept going. This negative thinking ignores the fact that intelligence means so much more than just school performance, and that many who do poorly in school went on to become great successes in their field. You may also have a negative mindset about your talents. You may think you're not a good public speaker due to an incident in your past. You may think, I'm not a good public speaker. When I presented my thesis in college, I choked. I couldn't remember words, and I was too nervous to perform well. I'm just not a public speaker. Well, however, public speaking is a talent that can be learned with practice. Your negative mindset is preventing you from the opportunity to spread your message or to be in business and amplify what you want to say through public speaking. I was told by everyone that I am shy, but actually, which is fairly negative to say to someone in school. It certainly it certainly amplifies the shyness when someone else is always telling you you're shy. But what actually I am is, according to a personality development factors model that I have been learning, is that I am an introvert, which is someone who is more sensitive to the environment around me in terms of stimuli. And I was born that way. So I am more reactive to sound and people and able to read people better. I know that some of you may understand what I'm saying and some of you may not. However, because I'd been told I was shy, which is negative, I also try to avoid the situations which cause me stress when my body is reacting with a red face or stuttering. And so it has prevented me from speaking, for example, out in public. So negative mindset can make you avoid situations you need to do in your business. So what I have done is to get over the negativity of the being shy. I certainly am. I do have a good, healthy ego. So I know that I can go on camera now to give my message. And that even if I am stumbling or mumbling or a little red-faced, I'm giving my message out, and I will continue to because I think it's important. So in terms of public speaking, I mean, it's something that I should do, but I'll do it one step at a time because it's basically something that you can practice. I don't call myself the negative shy. I call myself an introvert, which is the way I was born. And I know what I can do to keep a positive mindset that I use to be able to be an introvert in an extrovert world. And of course, I have to keep practicing my speaking, as well as probably taking the step of doing some public speaking. So whether conscious or unconscious, negative mindsets can impact success. For example, when I was in high school, you know how high school is with your being young and with your hormones. Everything is a major situation. I had to do a cooking demonstration with another person, and my anxiety created so much anxiety that when I went to speak to the teacher about possibly not being able to do that, I cried because the anxiety and the stress of the actual idea of speaking in front of even just 10 people at the time was so stressful it made me cry. However, I was volunteering as the Maple Ridge Art Gallery president for a few years, and because I enjoyed doing that, and I made myself speak in front of people and prepare myself ahead of time, and even if I became red or started to stutter, I knew that the people who were there were also art lovers and would be supportive of my efforts in order to speak. So you have to keep practicing and getting over anything that is negative is my point there. So a positive mindset can help activate potential for you. So next week, hope you'll enjoy the couple of stories. We will look at your inner critic. Excuse me. I've had a cold this week, so I'm a bit mumbling even more. We are looking at your inner critic next week and how to get rid of him or her. So as an entrepreneur, you need to have certain values and mindset and develop a success mindset. You can get my ebook, Develop a Success Mindset, with trainings and ideas on how to develop it at http://jgtips.com/s-mindset. And you can subscribe to my Solopreneur Success Strategies channel on YouTube to have a look at the previous episodes at jgtips.com/YouTube. So there we go. We're talking about mindset, and it is one of the issues for me. So I hope that you will enjoy our progress as we go over the ideas of how you can develop a positive mindset as an entrepreneur in order to create more success in your business. This is Jane Gardner, and this is Mindset Monday, and thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. This has been Jane Gardner at Solopreneur Success Strategies. Please go and subscribe at jgtips.com/programs and also to find out about other programs as well over at jgtips.com/programs. And over there we have a free mindset magazine for you to check out at jgtips.com/mindset offer. So welcome. Thanks for listening, and I hope to see you again here tomorrow, as this is a 7-day-a-week show on mindset, your customer, getting your message out on social media and on your website, talking about strategies, talking about business systems, talking about all kinds of things, including the skills that you need as a solopreneur. So please come back and subscribe at jgtips.com/programs. Thank you.